Well, I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, and we have Dr. Eric Lopkin with our third podcast of Carnivore Bites. And Eric, some interesting newsworthy events. I think the biggest newsworthy event happens, obviously, I think it has to do with the Trump administration. And I would like your feedback on that because it seems rather interesting to me. It's kind of a weird personality quirk he has. Just when everything is completely going pretty smoothly, pretty well. He has a rally in Pennsylvania, and I think went a little over the top. What do you think?
Well, I think the Democrats finally came up with a winning strategy, which unfortunately has nothing to do with how well the country is doing, but they've basically turned Donald Trump into the boogeyman. And that's the rallying cry now to get voters to come out, is they have to stop Trump.
Yes, but what exactly are they stopping? This is the thing that really intrigues me. What are they stopping?
Well, that's a big problem for them. If they get down
what
into
is it? I mean, I don't understand
the
what the rallying is. What's the hysteria? No, in my entire life, I've never seen a political situation, where there's nothing there, but it's there. I mean, it's just perplexing. I mean, the economy's doing well. For the first time, I think, foreign policy-wise, I think we're doing really well, or pretty well, comparatively well. We're beating ISIS. North Korea is talking to us. I mean, I don't understand the outrage.
Within Capitol Hill, I think the outrage is basically he's not one of them.
This is a big point, Dr. Lopkin, because I think it's true on both sides.
Yes.
I think the Mueller investigation is an absolute example of that. That in terms of, it's a witch hunt for nothing. I mean, they should have cleared this up like 6 months ago. Now it's going into his It's basically, I think, it's a highbrow coup. How does that sound?
Well, I mean,
a coup attempt.
Mueller basically proved it's a witch hunt this week by going after Trump's business.
That's my point.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the campaign.
But how come there's no one to say? First of all, what is the Attorney General who recruits himself from this? I mean, totally, Sessions is not the brightest bulb in the Christmas tree.
No, he's not.
If he had his back, he'd say, "Stop, we're done."
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem, though, is that nobody has Trump's back.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Lindsey Graham, the so-called Republicans, if it was George W. or if it was George H. Bush, they would say, enough is enough. We're done.
Right. What you've got here, possibly for the first time in history, is a president without a party. So the Republicans are not backing him. They're not protecting him. The Democrats are certainly not backing him. So he has nobody providing cover.
No, Dr. Lopkin, you think they're not protecting him now? If he loses the House, they'll feed on him like an animal, to use a Carnivore Bites pun there. But yeah, they'll feed on him like there's no tomorrow.
Well,
if he loses the House, game over.
They'll try. But the fact of the matter is, even though right now there's a 50-50 shot that the Democrats can take the House, and there's about the same that they'll take the Senate, there is almost zero. It's probably like 5% possibility that they could get a veto-proof majority, which means even if they control the House and the Senate, they're still going to have to work with them if they want anything done.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think they do have a strategy, and the strategy is really wolves in sheep clothing, meaning that the gentleman that ran in Pennsylvania ran as a Republican. That's their strategy. The Democrats definitely have a few. It's not with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. They got to go. It's with these moderates that are the real face. If they go with these moderates, I think the Republicans and Trump have a world of hurt ahead of them. If they don't and go with, Nancy Pelosi clones, God bless them.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you there. If the Democrats go with the moderates, they'll gain seats, but it won't be bad for Trump because Trump can work with Democratic moderates. It's the liberal
but aren't they
end
beholden to? Aren't they beholden to Pelosi? Won't they, like Trump says, they'll say yada yada yada? But
nobody's beholden to Pelosi. Fortunately, she's lost everything.
Yeah, she's completely crazy.
The fact of the matter is, if they're taking these seats, they have to take them in relatively either conservative Democrat or moderate Republican areas, which means they're still going to be beholden to the voters.
That's true for now, at least, for the time being. I think the actual takeaway, my honest opinion, is that the rumors of Trump's death are greatly exaggerated. I do not think that they'll either take the Senate or the Congress. That's my honest opinion of the matter. And Dr. Lopkin, that concludes our third. I think it concludes our third. Well, final thought, Dr. Lopkin.
Final thought, I still don't think they'll take the House, but I think they've got a good shot at taking the Senate.
We shall see. This concludes the third installment of Carnivore Bites. Dr. Lopkin, excellent. And we'll be recording another one next week.
You've been listening to Carnivore Radio's podcast. You can catch us here every week. Carnivore Radio is part of the Xvadio podcast network. You can listen to the podcast at blogtalkradio.com/Xvadio. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can listen to us live every Friday at 4 o'clock on WESU 88.1 Middletown, Connecticut. You can also catch us online at WESUFM.org. We look forward to hearing from you and see you next week.